Sunday to you on this Sunday, April 11th. Welcome to Today at Keeneland. 9 races in line here today, and we look forward to this race card. And we'll kick things off with the 2-year-old race. Scott Hazelton, Gabby Gaudette with you. We'll talk, obviously, about today as we look forward to Kids Club Family Day presented by Kentucky Children's Hospital. Gabby, but yesterday, a lot to reflect on a wet afternoon, but some very good performances yesterday, highlighted by Juliet Foxtrot's Grade 1 victory in the Coolmore Jenny Wiley.
Yes, we saw Juliet Foxtrot take the field gate to wire in the Coolmore Jenny Wiley. We also saw King Fury with a massive upset in the Stone Street Lexington. And Change of Control winning the Giants Causeway, Scott, giving her trainer, Michelle Lovell, her 500th career win. I loved the post-race interview because you could just see how special that milestone was with this specific filly. And her first stakes win here at Keeneland, and jockey Colby Hernandez's first stakes win here at Keeneland, and it means so much to win any race at Keeneland, let alone a stakes race. So congratulations to her, and I believe that is her coming through. There's King Fury, the connections taking the Stone Street Lexington, and Juliet Foxtrot finally getting through with that Grade 1 victory, handling the yielding going perfectly and going gate to wire. And Juddmonte Farms, 16 graded stakes victories at Keeneland, receiving the Keeneland pitcher. Congratulations to them and Garrett O'Rourke, as they have just been, think of the hard work that's gone in to getting that pitcher. 16 graded stakes victories at Keeneland. It takes a lot of man hours to get to that point. It really does, and a huge team for sure. So congratulations to them. And also, I think one of the horses that we didn't even mention that didn't run in a stakes race, the Half to Justify in Stage Raider out of Stage Magic. Everybody's been talking about that horse since he won last night.
He was in his own race. It was at the 8th pole. He was clear by about 5, and look back at that one if you haven't had a chance to see it. But right now, let's go to WKYT for the latest on this Sunday afternoon's weather.
Hello, race fans. We are looking at much better conditions after a dreary day Saturday. Still some rain chances out there today, but it's a lot more scattered and isolated, so we'll still get in on some dry time. Temperatures generally running into the 50s through this afternoon. Maybe some 60s showing up if we get in on more sunshine. Otherwise, those rain chances going to be moving through for the afternoon, so just be cautious of that. Otherwise, have a great day and enjoy the races.
Coming out here and joining us at Keeneland, bring a jacket. Bottom line, it is chilly on this Sunday afternoon. All right, full card selections presented by TVG. 9 races. Here are Gabby and my thoughts, and this is as good as it gets as far as agreements. Gabby?
We agree a lot today. We agree in the first race, even with the scratch of the other Wesley Ward out. We both opt for the other Wesley Ward that stays into the race. Race 3, we agree on both our top selections. Race 7, as well as the 9th and final race. So we do have some similar opinions today, which is very unusual.
Download the Keeneland Race Day app if you don't have it, and you can have access to these full card selections each and every day right in the palm of your hand. It's available on the iPhone or your Android device, tablet, or iPad, whatever it is. And also give us a follow on social media at Keeneland Racing on Twitter, Facebook at Keeneland, Instagram at Keeneland. And also, we urge you to download the Watch TVG app onto your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Apple TV. It is the best way to stay up to date with the racing on TVG and TVG2. You can catch Today at Keeneland each and every day. We are broadcasting here from Keeneland on TVG2, and there's a ton of on-demand content. So download the Watch TVG app, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Apple TV. All right, let's dive into our featured event. It is race number 8, part of the late pick 4. Starts the late daily double. It's the Warrendale. It's a 3 other than allowance race, an optional 80 tag also attached to it. Frond is a scratch, so down to a field of 5, headlined by Palace Avenger for trainer Wesley Ward.
Palace Avenger is coming in off of a layoff. Her last race was right here at Keeneland in the Grade 2 TCA. A tough race, but if she's ready off the layoff, Scott, she's going to be hard to catch and hard to beat.
I agree, and she is going to be a short price, but if we're looking to pick winners, she's the one that is going to win this race if everything goes correct, because as you pointed out, she's a very good filly. She's run against some very good runners. She was 3rd in the...
So that would be my only opinion, to try to beat Palace Avenger is with a filly that could maybe be stalking just off of her. And if Palace Avenger isn't at 100% today, she could jump on that opportunity. But I wouldn't be surprised if some people are going to be singling Palace Avenger in the late pick 4. And then the 4 Club Car, she, I think, prefers to close into a fast pace, and I also think she prefers 7 furlongs. Look at her record at 3/4. She's 0 for 8, and she has 5 second-place finishes. So I just don't think this is her right distance, and she might be a little bit vulnerable here, considering that there isn't that much pace outside of Palace Avenger.
This is the featured event. Let's check in with Tom Leach.
Ben, tell me about Club Car's last race up at Laurel.
You know, I thought it was a very good race, grade 3. You know, she ran her race. I think she ran such a big race the time before. Maybe she regressed a little bit. But, you know, I think she's came back here, trained well. We freshened her up for this spot. And, you know, hopefully this rain continues because she does like a wet track.
What's the key to getting her best run?
I think, you know, kind of not overtraining her. And then in the race, I think it's to let her just make that one run, to settle and kind of get outside and, you know, build up her momentum. She's a very big filly, and try to come with that one closing run.
I'm guessing that it helps to have a rider who's familiar with her.
Exactly. Yeah, Corey rides her very well, and you know, he knows her, and he kind of figured that out first, that she is best with the one closing run. So you know, we're looking forward till tomorrow.
We'll see if she gets a wet track. Hopefully, for Club Car's sake, the rain does come in as is forecast sporadically for the afternoon from our friends at WKYT. That's the featured event. We'll get back to it a little bit later on when we dive into our late pick 4 tickets. But time now for our key races of the day. And I'll start with race number 2, $25,000 claimers. They'll be going the distance of 6.5 furlongs. These are fillies and mares 4 and up. This race does start the early pick 4 with a field of 6. On deck is the morning line favorite at odds of 2-1. I think today she gets beat because of the post. These are such an evenly matched group of horses, like Shasta Star, who has been beaten by On Deck in the last few. But I think Shasta Star being on the outside of On Deck is going to end up being the difference today. In racing, sometimes it's the slightest thing, the slightest decision, you know, losing a little bit of ground going into the first turn, breaking slowly in a spot. And I think today you have to approach this race with that mindset that the rail draw is going to make the favorite vulnerable. And Shasta Star will go back to her last race at Turfway Park. She's right there with On Deck. I mean, she's in front of On Deck at one point in the race call at the top of the stretch, but then On Deck ends up running her down. And I think today, with this outside post that she has and On Deck being down on the inside, it's going to make it a different story, and the one's going to have to travel a bit further to try to work out a trip to get around the number 4 horse, Shasta Star. So she draws off and wins by a length and a quarter. People are going to look at that and put more money on Deck, but I'm going to go to Shasta Star here today and say that she turns the tables. The 2 horse, It's Cold Into Hair, will get Miguel Mena. That's a rider change on the number 2 horse. Juan Cano is very good off the claim. He claims and drops this mare here today. I don't have a problem with it. She was taken for 25. She shows up for 25 today. She'll be trying to close as well. And then the number 5 horse, Black Kettle, for Dane Kabisky. If she makes the lead and can keep on going, she can be dangerous, and she takes a significant drop down in class here today. So 4, 2, and 5 for me in race number 2, trying to beat the favorite and leaving the favorite out of my top 3 in that 25,000 claimer.
I thought Black Kettle was really interesting in there because it doesn't look like there's a lot of speed. So I went with the speed with Black Kettle, but I like your assessment because Shasta Star, she couldn't save any ground in her last race. So that's how she could turn the tables on the other runner. I take us ahead to race 7. Scott, this is a 1 1/8 on the turf course, a first level allowance race. And it's not really surprising to see the 8 starting over as the 8-5 morning line favorite for trainer Chad Brown. This horse is technically starting over for New Barn and Chad Brown. He gets this horse for the first time off of Robert Valcombe. And if his form at Santa Anita, Aqueduct, Belmont stacks up, or if he can kind of make a lateral move here or even improve slightly, he's definitely the horse to beat. I'm not saying leave him off of your late pick 4 tickets, but I was intrigued by the number 2, Jewel Stone. We'll take you back to his race 2 starts back. Now, this is a long time ago. I didn't necessarily want to show his last race because you can't really see much. He finished 5th, beaten over 3 lengths in there. But this was a nice maiden victory. It took him some time to get going, but I think Shug finally figured him out in the late half of his 3-year-old season last year in 2020. He wants to go a distance of ground on the turf. They tried him on the dirt for quite some time, and then he really started to wake up when they stretched him out on the turf. His last race was a very slow pace. You can't see it on form because there's no posted fractions, but it was a slow race, and it was a merry-go-round race, as we like to say. Mike Rosen, Bo Luminari, they went 1-2 around the racetrack, and nobody closed. So I think not only did he probably need the race, but he was really up against it from a pace scenario. So he gets Joel Rosario, who I love on this horse because he does look like he just needs to have one move from off the pace. So I'm looking to him, and then also the number 9, Ready Soul. I'll use him in the top 3 because he comes out of the same race last time out where there was no pace, and he was pace compromised, even more so than probably my top selection. He used to have some speed, and it's completely evaporated in his last 2 races. I'm not sure why, but maybe with Corey Lannery aboard, he can wake up a little bit. So that's how I played this race with the 2, 8, and the 9.
Let's go back in the card to race number 4. That's my next key race on this Sunday afternoon. These are 3-year-old fillies, maiden special weight, mile and a 16th on the turf course. Tracy Flick is the morning line favorite at odds of 2-1. That's the number 7 horse. I'll go to the 3-horse Fairchild, my top play in here. A daughter of Speightstown for Stone Street Stables, a homebred for Stone Street Stables out of their mare, Samantha Nicole, daughter of Medaglia d'Oro. But she comes out of 2 key races, and she's been working well lately. She debuted against Salvaje, who ran in the TVG Limestone, was beaten by Salvaje in that sprint race. And then in her second start, she routed last time out at the fairgrounds and was beaten by Office Party, who was defeated by Arm Candy just yesterday or day before, mixing my days up, but had a really wide post in that race. I mean, 4 wide, 6 wide. It's tough to win with those kind of trips, and she still ran a solid race in that effort. As we'll take you back to it at the fairgrounds. This is at the beginning of March. You can see how she's wide coming off the turn in the Stone Street burgundy and yellow, and she's kicking on. So if Tyler Gaffleone can save some ground here today, get a better trip, she comes with this kind of a run, she will be dangerous in there. And you can see where Office Party is all the way down on the inside. That ends up being the difference in this race. I mean, that is at least a length that she's lost by having that kind of a trip on that afternoon. So Fairchild, the top play, then the number 7 horse, the second choice. That is Tracy Flick for Shug McGahee. This is a filly that was DQ'd from a win when she crossed the wire in front. And I don't know what your opinion is of that disqualification, Gabby. I thought it could go either way, truthfully. I mean, she did affect the third place finisher a bit who had to check. She bounced off the rail almost, or maybe she actually did, watching the head on a couple of times when she turned for home, so a little bit green there. But, I mean, she's a filly that if she handles the conditions and runs the same way that she did on debut, and then the number 5 horse Dearest Kitten, a first-time starter for Wesley Ward. But what did you make of the DQ?
I agreed with it fully.
You did? I
did. And I have not always agreed with the steward's decisions down in South Florida over the winter.
We all have our opinions.
We do. I did think that was the right call because the filly that she came over on clipped heels. She almost fell down, and you have to stay in your path. If you shut another horse off and they clip heels, I think it's grounds for a DQ.
It's good advice for yourself. Stay in your path when we're walking to the front side, okay?
Stay in your
Just straight,
lane.
You stay in your lane. You stay away from me with that boot because I don't want you stepping on me. All right, you're going to go to the Nightcap for your next ski race analysis, race number 9.
I love this race today. So Black Sand is going to be the favorite. I get it. 9-5. This horse was bet off the board in her debut and bet off the board, first-time starter for Chad Brown. It's always a little tricky because you think that, okay, the horse was supposed to win first time out. She's been sidelined since August. She's probably going to run a big race coming back off the shelf today. But you don't need me to tell you to bet Black Sand at 9-5 for Chad Brown and Ira Ortiz Jr. So I went to another horse, and that's the number 4, Dance for the Empire. I really like this horse today for Brendan Walsh. We'll go back and show you her last race. This was at the fairgrounds on the 4th of March. And actually, in the beginning part of the race, she was taken back to last early. She was extremely wide the final turn. She was extremely wide the first turn. She was wide the entire running of this race. I'm not blaming Adam Beschizza. There was really nothing else he could do. He just found himself in that path. But she did close from off of the pace to try to reel in Office Party and Fairchild, the horse that you showed. It's funny, we showed actually the same replay there. But she just had a horrible go of it. And I don't know if she's going to show any more speed today, but I certainly hope that she gets more of a ground-saving trip because she was about 8 wide that final turn, and she was about 5 wide the entire running of the race. And when that happens and you see Office Party, who's probably a better horse, and she rides the rail the entire race, you're not going to be able to win. So I like this horse. Now, second start for trainer Brendan Walsh. I'll also use the 7 Black Sand. And then the 6, the Ginger Queen. I really like this Irish pedigree for Graham Motion. Graham Motion looks like he might have a couple sneaky horses in today, and this one attracts the likes for Javier Castellano, for Team Hanley, Mike Dubb, and Madaket. So I just think with all these connections, this horse might be pretty live today.
I'm with you. We agree there. We like the 4 in that final race on this afternoon. Before we get to the late pick 4, let's check in with the Clocker report. We'll stay late in the card, so keep your past performances there. And we'll go to the 8th race, the featured event today, the sprint race for the fillies and mares. And the Clocker report likes Honest Fast. And this is a filly that we saw win here back in 2019 during the spring meet for Wesley by 5.5 lengths, first time out at the age of 2. She didn't show up in the Group 2 Queen Mary Stakes, but she came back to win an allowance race in 2019. We haven't seen her in a couple of years, but she was beaten by French Empire. That's the filly that I was talking about earlier, who was in such good form in her last race. So she's a decent price, too, on the morning line. Anna's Fast, 102 flat, Steady String of Works. It's Wesley and Johnny V. Good barn, good combination. And then in race number 9, Black Sand, the favorite, worked locally here at Keeneland, 49-1. Long Vacation, a specialty for this barn. Trainer is 30% with first-time Lasix. So 5 in race 8, 7 in race 9. Let's get to the late pick 4. That will start in race number 6, 7, 8, 9. I had to do my math there, Gabby.
Yep.
We'll start in race number 6. Yeah, I use the fingers in my pocket here, as it is a chilly day, so thankfully I have it here. But you're going to have the honors with this late pick 4 today at Keeneland, and we got to get one here. We got to get one today. We got to hit it.
We've been so close. Hopefully we get it today. I think this is a tough sequence because there are a couple of favorites coming in off layoffs that you have to use but don't necessarily have to win, and that kind of takes away some of your bankroll if you wanted to use others. I also didn't find a single. The 6th race, 3, 6, 7, 8 for me. I mentioned some horses in here. The 3, Bort Trick, is going to be the favorite. The 6, Spite and Malice, I think, is interesting coming to the dirt for Rusty Arnold. The 7, Breezy Money, looks to be the speed for Chris Davis. And then the 8, Screenplay, is the closer, but ran okay last time out for Dallas Stewart. The 7th race, just using the 2 and the 8. Jules Stone, the horse I mentioned for Shug McGahee, and the 8 starting over for Chad Brown, coming in off the layoff. The 8th race, 1, 2, 4. Call on Mischief. I didn't toss her, but I do agree. Wrong race. The 1, Call on Mischief, is my top selection. I think she can win for trainer Kelly Breen. The 2, Palace Avenger, we mentioned for Wesley Ward. And then the 4, Club Car. And then finally, we get to the 9th and final, 4, 6, 7 for me.
Going to take a look at my pick 4. Just got the update on the track maintenance for the day. It is listed as good. Main track listed as good, Gabby. Turf listed as good. So that is what the current conditions are right now. $36 investment. I couldn't find a single either. I mean, the way that you're going to make money in here is trying to tackle this filly in the featured event, the filly of Wesley's that will be the heavy favorite, Palace Avenger. I'm going to use her, but I've also got the other 2 fillies that I like in here. I'll go 3 deep in the first leg as far as race number 7 is concerned. 3 deep as well, 2, 4, and 6. My top play in race number 7 is the number 2 horse, Jewel Stone for Shug McGahee. Getting back out to 1 mile and an eighth, I think, will be key. And then in the nightcap, 4 and 7. Again, that's another way. I mean, the way that this thing is going to pay big is if you can beat the favorite, Black Sand, in the nightcap, and you can beat Palace Avenger in the featured 8th race here today. So those are our suggestions. Good luck playing the late pick 4. Don't forget you got the early pick 4 in race number 2 and an early pick 5 in race number 1, as well as a late pick 5 in race number 5, if my math is correct. Let's go to race number 5. Speaking of, this is my best angle of the day, and it's just a field of 5 that we're taking a look at as I'll scroll to this field. 7 furlongs the distance in this spot. And I'm going to just box 3 horses in here, 2, 4, and 5. The 4 is my top play. That's Get the Prize for Al Stahl. This is a horse that has run some big races here today. And this is a horse that I think that really is maybe the class of the field based on who he's been facing as of late. So we'll go ahead and roll back his most recent start. This was Get the Prize back on the 12th of February, where he was able to win in an off track, and maybe he catches another off track here today. But he's just been so consistent. And his races here, his race at Keeneland back in April of 2019, he ran into a horse, Intrepid Heart, who I thought was going to turn out to be a big-time star. Now, it didn't quite develop, but he's still been a very good horse. He was beaten by Night Ops at one point in time by a half of a length, the horse that was narrowly defeated yesterday in the Bana Ally. So this is a horse that is in good form right now. If the track comes up wet, he'll like it. So if you're looking at that race as well, a win bet, a try box, 245 is the option here. For me, a 50-cent try, it'll cost you $6 in race number 5.
All right. I like it. I'm going to take us back to one of your races that you highlighted earlier. This is race 4, a mile and a 16th, maiden special weight. And the discussion that we had with Tracy Flick, she is, I think, in some ways the filly to beat in here. But I landed on a horse that you're definitely going to get a price on because she did not run well first time out. Who are you texting over there?
Sorry, I didn't know we were on camera. I was trying to get the conditions of the track. Why are you calling me out? Carry on.
I guess we're on camera. Okay. Anyway, thanks for listening and paying attention
I am listening
to
to
me,
you. I
Scott.
can
You're
multitask.
a great coworker.
You're
Okay.
talking about we're race 4. It's in the rundown.
Magic Ride. He does pick up Javier Castellano
mean.
today. Because Florent Theroux is off all of his mounts. But I don't have a playback for this horse because she did not run well first time out. But I was there at Tampa when she ran first time out. She got fed a little bit, like she was live in that race, and she just did not show up. I can remember seeing her. I have notes on her, just thinking that she needed more distance. She was excellent. She looked like she was dappled from head to toe. I just think there's more to what we saw from her first time out. And she's by Candy Ride, but she's out of a mare, Magical Affair, who was stakes placed on the turf. So not only does she get distance today, but she might also be getting to a preferred surface in the turf. So I'll take a shot with the 4 Magic Ride as a complete flyer in the 4th race, who I think you'll be able to get double digits on her.
All right, let's dive into Tom Leach's long shot pick of the day, and he's going to go to the Nightcap with the number 8 horse, Delita, and we'll see what his angles are here in this race. Delita, I believe 15-1 on the morning line in the Nightcap for Tom Leach's long shot pick of the day. Here it is. Yeah, 15-1. Ian Wilkes sends this one forward. Wilkes not big on first out winner, so this one might improve in her second start. We'll see if she does. She was a big price on debut, and they protect her yet again here today. A filly they paid a lot of money for, $230,000 at the Keeneland September sale in 2019. We'll see how she fares. She will be a big price, no doubt. And I love Tom Leach's plays. He always seems to come with a live one, so pay attention to Delita in the Nightcap. We're on time, Gabby. How do we do this? I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah, what should we do? How can we fill 40 seconds?
We're going to look forward to the card. We're going to stay warm. The soup of the day is Chardonnay and smoked Gouda, which I've heard is very popular, if I can speak, around these parts.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I might have to get a cup because it's a good soup day.
It's chilly. It is chilly. So if you're joining us today, grab some soup, grab some bourbon. That's probably a good combination. Smoked Gouda, Chardonnay, and bourbon.
Yeah.
Good mix, right?
You want to throw
Maybe
a hot
not.
dog in there too?
No, I'm going to stay away from the hot dogs. That's all you. For Gabby, I'm Scott. Enjoy today at Keeneland on this 9-race card for Sunday, April 11th. Enjoy.
The excitement of Kentucky Derby Week and the return of the Keeneland April Horses of Racing Age sale. Backed by a history of success, the 2021 April sale introduces a new integrated format featuring an enhanced all-digital catalog and the option to buy horses on site in the Keeneland sales ring or remote from anywhere in the world. The April Horses of Racing Age sale, Monday, April 26th.
Start your journey in a new Toyota. Where you end up is up to you. With 14 different all-wheel drive Toyotas to choose from, the possibilities are endless. Head to the trails in a Prius. Find a fishing hole with RAV4. Just have fun in a Tacoma. Hit the slopes in the family-size Highlander. Or get a grip on the road in the all-wheel drive Camry. All come with the traction you need for confident driving. Any road, any weather. Your adventure, your Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Performing the national anthem is 13-year-old Elise Adams from Nicholasville. Elise, a former patient of Kentucky Children's Hospital, recently had her pacemaker replaced. A collaboration between her cardiologist and a plastic surgeon led to a new technique that resulted in no visible scarring nor outline of the device battery post-surgery. Elise is an aspiring singer and actress with a professional contract. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Keeneland is proud to recognize Geraldine Bevels with stewarding Track Kitchen as the Employee of the Day. Geraldine, congratulations.
In the event of an emergency, Keeneland is dedicated to ensuring the safety of our patrons. This video illustrates the proper evacuation protocol from all locations in the Keeneland Grandstand facility. Depending on the nature of the emergency, directions may be altered. Please remain calm and follow the direction of guest services and security personnel. Patrons should never use elevators during an evacuation. Patrons in the corporate boxes, Eclipse Room, and Phoenix Room should exit using the stairway located near Elevator A. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and veer right to exit through the lower club entrance. Patrons in the Lafayette Room, Keeneland Room, Lexington Room, and Kentucky Room should exit using the stairway located near Elevator B. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the paddock area using the East Gate. Patrons in the third floor main clubhouse and clubhouse paddock dining rooms should exit using the stairway located near Elevator A. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and veer right to exit through the lower club entrance. Patrons in the Bluegrass Room and third floor ITW area should exit using the stairway located near elevator B. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the paddock area using the East Gate. Patrons in the Finish Line Room and Green Room should exit using the stairway leading to the North Terrace. Proceed down the stairs to the second level and through the doors outside. Proceed down the stairs to the ground level and exit through the North Gate. Patrons in the outside reserved grandstand seats and boxes should proceed down the nearest stairway to the ground level. Proceed under the grandstand towards the paddock area and exit via the nearest point of exit, the South Gate or the East Gate. Patrons in the second floor main clubhouse dining room and life members room should exit using the stairway on the south side of the administrative offices. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the South Gate. Patrons in the second floor clubhouse paddock dining room and clubhouse tavern should exit using the stairway located near elevator A. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and veer right to exit through the lower club entrance. Patrons in the mezzanine bar and second floor ITW area should exit using the stairway located near elevator B. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the paddock area using the East Gate. Patrons in the sports bar and cantina should exit through the doors leading to the North Terrace. Proceed down the stairs to the ground level and exit through the North Gate. Patrons in the lower club, clubhouse lawn, club lobby, and director's room should proceed toward the clubhouse parking lot using the nearest point of exit. Patrons in the gift shop should proceed toward the South Gate using the nearest point of exit. Patrons in the apron area should proceed under the grandstand towards the paddock area and exit via the nearest point of exit, the South Gate or the East Gate. Patrons in the equestrian room and first floor Brats and Brew should proceed towards the North Terrace and exit through the North Gate. Patrons in the paddock area and North Terrace should proceed toward the nearest point of exit, the South Gate, East Gate, or North Gate. After evacuating the facility, please remain calm and follow the direction of guest services and security personnel in the safest route to return to your vehicle. Thank you for your attention and cooperation.
And they're off. Very awkward beginning there for Smart Time, who drops out to the back of the pack several lengths. Up front, Get Hammered comes out running for the early lead. Best of Greeley has speed to the inside of that one. That pair goes to the front from City Drifter. Artemis City Limits up on the outside, now taking third by a neck. A break of 7 more lengths then back to Grove Daddy, and a margin of nearly 10 more behind that one back to Smart Time, who's the distant trailer, as the leader is Get Hammered after an opening quarter, 22.39 seconds. Get Hammered, the leader. Artemis City Limits moves up into second, just off the leader's flank to the outside. Best of Greeley gets the shuffle back to third a length. City Drifter looks to the outside in fourth. A gap of 7 more back to Grove Daddy. Still a long way back to Smart Time last. Midway on the far turn, Get Hammered. Artemis City Limits 1-2, separated by less than 1 length to the top of the stretch. Another length and a half then back to Best of Greeley. City Drifter and Grove Daddy, they turn for home. Get Hammered, the leader. Artemis City Limits is there up on the outside and starts to draw alongside the leader. Best of Greeley tries to join them third, still 2 lengths away, but moving up on the outside. Artemis City Limits puts ahead in front. Best of Greeley takes a run at him from the outside. Here's Best of Greeley up to take the lead in deep stretch from Artemis City Limits. Grove Daddy to third. It is Best of Greeley, Luis Saez, to win the opener at Keeneland. Artemis City Limits was home second. Grove Daddy was third, and then Smart Time fourth. Keeneland's first race, 3 Best of Greeley. The winner owned and bred in Kentucky by the Millard R. Selden Revocable Trust of Scott Selden, trained by John Ortiz. Luis Saez. They're off. There goes American Joey. There goes Walk Off. Saintly Samurai to the inside. Here's Baby I'm Perfect from the far outside. Baby I'm Perfect moves up and takes a narrow lead as they head to the first turn. Walk Off is there in second toward the rail. American Joey toward the outside is in third position. Money for Mischief moves up fourth around the outside of Saintly Samurai, who drops back to the inside in fifth. Zanesville last of the sixth as they move around that first turn. And Baby I'm Perfect is the leader for Luis Saez against the rail by a length now. 23.31 seconds for the opening quarter. Onto the backstretch they go. Walk Off second, just off the leader's flank. Takes toward the outside, moves up a closer second. Break of 3 more. American Joy has lost some ground to the top 2. Here's Money for Mischief moving by to the inside of that one. Taking third by a neck. Break of 3 more back to Saintly Samurai and Zanesville, who is at the back as they head for the far turn. Opening half mile went in 47 seconds over the wet fast going. Back up front, Baby I'm Perfect is the leader, 3/4 of a length. Walk Off is second, a length and a half. Money for Mischief third by 2.5. American Joy in fourth. Saintly Samurai looks toward the rail in fifth. Zanesville last of the 6, running 6 lengths off the lead. They're midway on the far turn. Baby I'm Perfect, the leader. Walk Off is still second, a length off the lead toward the outside. Money for Mischief swings toward the extreme outside, still third, and nearly 3 lengths from the front. Saintly Samurai in fourth, and Zanesville goes fifth to the top of the short stretch, looks toward the far outside. 7 lengths off the lead, though. They turn for home. Baby I'm Perfect is the leader. Saintly Samurai inside, Walk Off to the outside. Money for Mischief. Zanesville down the extreme outside. 5 horses across the track. Zanesville, Walk Off trying to come after Baby I'm Perfect. Saintly Samurai to the inside. Baby I'm Perfect. Zanesville hits another gear. Zanesville, Rafael Bejarano getting up to win it. Baby I'm Perfect second. Walk Off third. Saintly Samurai fourth.
He's good.
In the winner's circle for Keeneland's second race, number 1 Zanesville, owned by Dave Hearn, trained by George Leonard III. Rafael Bejarano is the winning jockey. Zanesville, a 6-year-old gelded son of Tisnow out of Scandalous Song by Unbridled Song. Keeneland's third race upcoming, double and pick 3 wagering featured here. Toyota Jackpot Super High 5 has a carryover, $12,888. They're off. There goes Extreme. There goes Turn Again Tide, and Rare Stripe is going to join that duo. Rare Stripe gets away running a close-up third down to the inside. Atoka comes away fourth on the far outside into the first turn, but Extreme has the early lead. Extreme in front starts to angle down toward the inside with the lead by a length. Turn Again Tide is right there on the outside, though, just a neck from the leader. Atoka swings wide in third to join that front pair. Rare Stripe gets shuffled back into fourth. Winning Prospect draws alongside of that one from fifth. Call It Love and Assembly Point side by side at the back. 23.46 seconds, the time for that first quarter. Extreme to the inside and Turn Again Tide from between horses. Atoka far outside. Here's Extreme moving up the rail to regain the lead by a head. Turn Again Tide right alongside. Atoka third, center of the track. And then Rare Stripe, who's fourth back toward the inside, just 2 lengths off the lead. Break of 2 more back to Winning Prospect, joined by Assembly Point and Call It Love trails. Opening half mile went 47.94 seconds. Extreme is the leader by a neck to the far turn. Turn Again Tide still there. Second on the outside. Atoka still third on the far outside. Less than a length. Separate the top 3. And then Rare Stripe, who has lost ground in fourth position, losing contact with that top 3 around the far turn. They're at the quarter pole, the leaders are. Extreme has a neck in front. And still Turn Again Tide second on the outside. Atoka is now 3 lengths off the front pair in third. They turn into the short stretch. Extreme and Turn Again Tide continue their battle for the lead. Working their way toward the final furlong. Here is Turn Again Tide putting ahead in front. Extreme is still fighting on, though, right there to the inside. Turn Again Tide from the outside ahead in front. Extreme is second. Turn Again Tide, Irad Ortiz Jr. getting up to win by a length on the line. Extreme was across the line in second. Atoka third, and Rare Stripe in fourth. And then further back, Call It Love was fifth.
Always within striking range was
Official winner of race 3, the Tis the Law. 6, Turn Again Tide, owned by OXO Equine LLC of Larry Best. Brad Cox, the trainer. Irad Ortiz. They're off. There's Notary along with Ethical Judgment. Ethical Judgment moves up the inside, takes the early lead. Notary comes away running in second, then Folsom in the third spot. Aviano comes out running in fourth. British Royalty, then a break of nearly 5 lengths back to Hard Strike, who's content to trail into the first turn. Back up front, though, Ethical Judgment has the lead. Ethical Judgment against the rail leads at 3/4 of a length. Notary toward the outside, second, a length and a half. Folsom, third up on the outside, 3/4 of a length. And then Aviano fourth against the rail, saving ground around the first turn. Break of 6 more lengths back of that one to British Royalty, who is next to last. 5 more back of that one to Hard Strike. Opening quarter went to 24.49 seconds. Up the backstretch they go. Ethical Judgment the leader. Ethical Judgment in front, 3/4 of a length. Notary second by the same margin. Folsom third, stays toward the far outside. And then Aviano down toward the inside in fourth, 2 lengths off the lead. A gap of 7 more lengths back to British Royalty, and 2.5 back of that one to Hard Strike, who's last after an opening half mile in 48.98 seconds. Over to the far turn now. Ethical Judgment chased by Notary. Folsom stacks up to the far outside. Half length separate the top 3. Aviano behind that trio still travels in the fourth position. Still just over. Clear with the lead for Tyler Gaffalione. It is Folsom drawing clear to win it by 3 lengths on the line. It was Ethical Judgment home second, and then Aviano across the wire in third, and Notary was fourth.
Trainer Brad Cox goes back-to-back.
For Keeneland's fourth race, The Dreaming of Julia won Folsom. Owned and bred in Kentucky by Juddmont Farms Incorporated. Garrett O'Rourke. Brad Cox goes back-to-back on the card. And Tyler Gaffalione is the winning jockey. Folsom, 3-year-old son of Into Mischief, out of Flourish. Base results official, 1, 2, 4, 3, the official results. And they're off. Rogue Element, Don't Show Weakness, He Who Dares Wins. Those 3 come to the front together to contest the early lead. He Who Dares Wins, moves up on the outside, puts ahead in front. Don't Show Weakness will save the ground down toward the inside around the first turn. Rogue Element between that pair is in third. King Zion is fourth by just a half length. And then Mid Laner, fifth up on the outside. Followed by Launchpad, who stays a lane off the rail in sixth. Bold Victory toward the center of the pack is in seventh as they enter the back stretch. Lemon and Diem goes 8th up on the outside. Perfect Painting is 9th. Break of 6 more. Back then to the 2 trailers. The Flash, who's in the 10th position. Bo Book, 11th and last, 23.6 seconds for the opening quarter. Don't Show Weakness, the leader. Don't Show Weakness leads it by 2 lengths. He Who Dares Wins, second, a half length. Rogue Element, third toward the inside. Mid Laner, fourth up toward the outside, running 4 lengths off the lead. And then King Zion, who's in the 5th position, followed by Launchpad in 6th. Bold Victory against the rail in 7th. And then then Lemon and Diem and Perfect Painting stack up toward the outside. 48.16 seconds the time for the opening half mile. Don't Show Weakness, the leader. Don't Show Weakness leads it by 2 lengths around the far turn. Rogue Element second by 3/4 of a length. He Who Dares wins is third by 3/4 of a length. There's Launchpad. Now Launchpad moves up the inside into fourth, now taking third, but is still 6 lengths off the lead as they move toward the quarter pole. Lemon and Diem is still running nearly 10 from the front. Don't Show Weakness, the leader. Rogue Element takes toward the outside from second, and Launchpad swings out to the center of the track in third, still 6 from the front. Coming to the final furlong, Don't Show Weakness, 3-length lead, 2-length lead. Rogue Element trying to reel in the leader. Then Launchpad, Bold Victory is fourth down toward the inside. Don't Show Weakness chased all the way by Rogue Element. Bold Victory to third. Don't Show Weakness, Rogue Element, Bold Victory. Don't Show Weakness hanging on by a half length over Rogue Element, then Bold Victory. In the winner's circle for Keeneland's 5th race, 2 Don't Show Weakness, owned by Tom Horan, trained by Dana Ollier. 2 wins today for Rafael Bejarano. Don't Show Weakness, a 4-year-old gelded son of Palace Malice out of They're off. There goes Payne being sent for the early lead. Payne right to the front. Everyone else stacks up across the track contesting that second spot in the opening furlong. And now Alma Shriek will move forward between horses. A lane off the rail into second. Uncle Kick going to third. Up to the far outside within a length of the leader. Front pair separated by a half length. And then Uncle Kick goes third to their outside around the first turn. Payne, Alma Shriek, and then Uncle Kick. West Will Power under a snug hold down toward the inside and fourth, saving some ground around the turn behind that front trio with End Love, fifth alongside of that one, and finally Lord Guinness. Opening quarter, 23.2 seconds. Up the backstretch they go, and here's Alma Shriek starting to draw alongside of Payne once again. Payne still has a neck in front, though. Uncle Kick far outside is still third, 2 lengths off the front pair. West Will Power, fourth down toward the inside, 3 lengths from the front. Then End Love, who's fifth on the outside, and Lord Guinness at the back end of the far turn. Opening half mile was 47.08 seconds. Payne, Alma Shriek, that's the ongoing battle for the lead. West Will Power seeking to join them now. Starts to pick up the tempo and swings toward the outside from third. Payne still has the lead, though, as they work their way toward the quarter pole. West Will Power comes rumbling up on the outside, and West Will Power has taken the lead at the quarter pole. Payne is now 2 lengths behind, 3 lengths behind. In second, Lord Guinness hugs the rail, moves up third to the top of the short stretch, swings toward the outside from there. In Love goes fourth. Alma Shriek is fifth. Uncle Kick is sixth. Final furlong, West Will Power has an 8-length margin now back to Payne. Lord Guinness. In Love is fourth, and Alma Shriek. It is West Will Power with Javier Castellano aboard. West Will Power, much the best in Keeneland's 6th race. Lord Guinness was up for the second spot, followed by Payne in third. In Love was across the wire in fourth.
As easy of a win as you'll see at this level.
Circle for Keeneland's 6th race, the maximum security, 2 West Will Power, owned by Gary and Mary West, trained by Kelly Breen, Javier Castellano. They're off at the Ben Ally. There goes Sprawl. Sprawl comes out running for the lead. Beau Luminare is there toward the inside. Night Ops comes away in third. Silver Dust was off a step slowly, but moves up now on the outside. 3 lanes off the rail. Fourth to third to second within a length of the lead around the first turn. And Treasure Trove drops to the back in the 5th position. Sprawl is the leader. Sprawl against the rail leads at 3/4 of a length. Silver Dust goes second by a length and a half. Beau Luminare third against the rail by a neck. Night Ops is fourth on the outside of that one. Break of 3.5 more lengths back to Treasure Trove, who's last. 23.79 seconds. The time for the opening quarter. Up the backstretch they go in the Ben Ally. It is Sprawl who shows the way. Sprawl leads it by almost a full length. Silver Dust is second by a length to Beau Luminare. Third and neck. Night Ops fourth up on the outside, and 2 more back to Treasure Trove, who brings up the back, but right there with the rest as they move for the far turn. The first half mile went in 47.63 seconds. So Sprawl and Silver Dust now. Silver Dust right alongside of Sprawl. That's the battle for the lead. Night Ops is third on the outside by just ahead. Bo Luminare is in fourth, and Treasure Trove is fifth, looking to the far outside, 3.5 lengths off the front pair. Around the far turn, Silver Dust has the lead by a neck. Sprawl is in second. Bo Luminare looking for running room in third. Night Ops is fourth with a quarter mile to go, and Treasure Trove is a wide fifth as they turn for home. Silver Dust with a narrow lead. Bo Luminare outside, Sprawl to the inside, and then Night Ops and Treasure Trove far outside. These five line up across the track in the final furlong. Sprawl is running a game race down to the rail. Bo Luminare is there. Silver Dust is there. Silver Dust ahead in front once again. Bo Luminare, Night Ops is running late on the outside. Silver Dust in front at the line. Silver Dust